Paul from Alexandria Knife Sharpening and Laser Engraving. So I wanted to show you my air quality tester in regards to the diesel heater that I'm using to heat the shop on really cold days. You can see I got it running today. We had a little snow this morning, but I thought this was really cool and I wanted to show this to everybody. So this is my air quality checker, and I'm standing outside, so it's outside air right now. So in the bottom left corner, you can see we have 2 parts per million of CO. That is carbon monoxide. And to the right are 946. That is carbon dioxide. Neither of those numbers are bad, and you can see our air quality down there reads good. We got our TVOC, which is volatile gases. And then next to that, we have just like parts, PM2 is like particles in the air that you're breathing. And if you see the green indicators, that's usually a good sign. The only one that ever really seems to go off for me is TVOC, which is not uncommon because, like I said, anything that is like a cleaning product and stuff will set off those TVOC. So I use alcohol a lot in the shop. If I spray alcohol, notoriously within 30 seconds or so, the TVOC start going up and going off. But I want to show you how efficient these diesel heaters are. So they really burn like everything. And I know people are always concerned about carbon monoxide with these. So that would be the CO down there. That right now we're getting a 2 reading, which is very low. Now, where the carbon monoxide would be coming out of this would be out of the exhaust. So here down below me is the exhaust pipe, where you see that little thing that looks like a muffler, but it's actually what they call a condenser. So we're going to put this right up to the exhaust here, and let's see what happens. And look at our carbon monoxide. It's not even in a dangerous zone, which is really cool. So we are at 3. Now we went to 4. Okay, so we're moving a little bit, but it's not bad. What did just change was our HCHO. That went red. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that one up. But you can see it's, but nothing here is like, it's not even setting any alarms off. Now, the amazing thing is if you take a CO detector and you go to the tailpipe of a diesel vehicle or any vehicle, it will go off like almost instantly. That's how efficient these are. So look at that. So we are back down to 2 again. So it's practically putting out, there's like no carbon monoxide coming out of here. That's how efficient these little heaters are. They're burning up using almost every little bit of fuel that's in there. It's burning it up. Now, I'm not saying run this thing with the exhaust in your shop. I am not, by no means saying that. That is not a safe thing to do. You should not do that. But I just wanted to show you that's how incredibly efficient these are. And that they are not dirty. They are not, even though it's burning diesel in there, it's doing an incredibly efficient job of burning diesel. So let's go back in the shop, and I want to show you something really cool on the intake side. Okay, so now I'm back on the inside of my shop, and I want to show you what happens when I put this up to the heat exhaust. So this is the heat coming in from the outside. And look, we have, again, no change. Like, it's good. It's actually, look at it. And now we're actually getting a good reading. It is that clean. So we have no carbon monoxide. Our TVOCs are going down because it's actually bringing in fresher air in the shop. And I'll show you, like, if I go to other areas of the shop, the TVOCs start going up. And I thought that was amazing that this thing is actually producing cleaner air than is in the shop, even though it's a diesel heater. It's pretty amazing. All right. So now watch. Now let's go away from there. And we'll just give that a few minutes to adjust. And look at our TVOCs. See our TVOCs going up? 500, 520. So we actually had cleaner air coming in through the heater than we did just in the general air in the shop, because I'm pretty far away from that heater now. But I just wanted to show you guys that it is very, very safe. I've never had the carbon monoxide detector go off. I did want to show you one other thing I added. So you can see over here, I added a like a thermal door cover, which is really cool. It's got a clear section in the middle so I can still see out there. Rather than doing a whole door, because I only had a storm door here, but I liked the fact that I have a pet door, and that's how I can run my heater in here. You can see I can run that right through the bottom. I haven't had any issues with the blanket. You can see this isn't too hot for it. It's not burning. Everything's here. Nothing's melting. So that's good. And this is hot air that comes through here. You'll also see here that I added a 12-volt deep cycle battery. This is a, what is it called? What do they call these? They call these Life PO4 batteries, which there's a selection for on my charger. And this is a 50 amp hour one, and it does a great job running this diesel heater. So I can recharge this with a charger. The good thing about running it off a battery is these heaters have a very specific shutdown procedure. So that's the most important thing I could probably tell you about the heater of all. And before I was running it on a 12-volt power supply, but if you lose power, it will just shut off immediately. The problem is that will tend to flood the internal part of the engine in there, or the combustion chamber. And when you actually turn this thing off, it takes about 3 or 4 minutes for it to turn off because it burns off all of the fuel. So it's always better to run this off of a battery, even if you have the battery being charged with something. That way, if it loses power, it'll keep going, and you should hopefully have time to properly turn it off if you need to, as opposed to if you just use a 12-volt power supply, and if you lose power, it's going to shut that motor off immediately, and you might have a difficult time restarting it, and it can shorten the life of your diesel heater. So that's the update there, but it has been doing an awesome job of heating my shop. Between putting the thermal door barrier up and running that, look at my heat now, guys. I'm at 72 in here. And before, I couldn't even get it much above. If I hit 60, I was thrilled. So by adding that barrier over the door was definitely my problem area, and making these few improvements to the heating system itself in general, I'm in good shape here now. I can keep it plenty warm in here and work even on the coldest of days now, thanks to that little diesel heater. And the other thing to keep in mind, these things were invented basically to go in trucks. So the original diesel heaters, which were I think made by a German company, I think it's called like Webasto or something. There are two main companies that did it. Those were designed to go so that trucks didn't have to run their motors all night long. They designed these diesel heaters so that they could have heat in their cab and sleep without having to run the motor of the big truck all night and waste a whole bunch of fuel, because they're very fuel efficient. So that's the purpose of these. And that's also why, so when people are concerned about them, they are designed, it is a design that's meant to be extremely fuel efficient and safe. Now, keep in mind, this is a Chinese version. It's, not the construction and engineering and things that went into those German models that are very expensive. Some of them run around $1,000, but they are essentially the same thing in a lot of ways. And you can do a lot of improvements to these yourself to make them almost exactly as good. So you can change out the fuel lines. You can put better parts in these. They're all available, and you can turn that Chinese diesel heater into a really, really great little heater. And at $100, you just can't beat it. It's hard to justify. I just, after seeing how safe this thing runs, I couldn't buy $1,000 one when I found that the $100 one is doing a great job and it's safe. And here's my other. I have a backup kitty carbon monoxide detector here, and let's look at here's peak level, and you can see I just hit it. I'll hit it again. It's 0. So there's never been any carbon monoxide in here at all, as long as I've been running this heater now, which has been several weeks. So that's the update on the diesel heater. And I hope you guys like that. And I'm still waiting for my other one that's supposed to make no noise, no clicking noise. But as you can see, I don't hear it in the shop here at all. It's totally fine. Even though I am probably going to move this one to my other location, I am not concerned at all because I don't hear it in the shop. Outside, you heard me outside. You can hear a little bit of ticking out there. But once you get about 4 or 5 feet away from it, you don't really hear it at all. I did get a cover also for my heater. I'm going to show you guys that at some point. Not that it really needs it, but I did get a rain cover for it. It's actually a rain cover for a welder, but it works really well for the diesel heater. I have run it with that on there for a couple days just to make sure there were no problems with it. It wasn't going to burn up, catch on fire, or make it shut down. And I will show you that in another video. Okay, I just wanted to do one final test just to show everybody that, yes, this little air detector works. So I'm starting my truck. And let's come back here. So you can see our CO detector already immediately went to serious. If you look down at the bottom into that purple zone, our carbon monoxide is pegging up around 7 and 8, and all the other TVOCs are way up. Everything's just, it's all the way over to the red. I don't think I've ever seen it so far in the serious down bottom. So very, very bad air quality coming out of the tailpipe. Let's do it with the carbon monoxide detector that's its only purpose that was in the garage. Just to check that too. Okay, so now let's check our carbon monoxide detector. Let's see what that does if we put that up to the car. Oh, there we go. 78. $75, $69, $44. It's probably reading because we walked away. It's interesting. My dual exhaust gives me more carbon monoxide out of the left side than it does the right side. Yeah, look at that. It's very interesting. Yeah, so you can see that's going up and up and up. Going higher, 66. So at least we know our carbon monoxide detector works. Oh, going even higher, 81 now. So watch this here, we're back here. And look, we're back to 0. You see how quickly that blew? I think that's so cool. That's how clean the air is coming out of this diesel heater. Right back to 0. It cleared that right out. So what was our peak level from our truck? Our peak level was 82. Okay, I'm resetting it. Should be reset. There it goes. Doing a little testy test. All right, let's check our peak. And we're good. We're back to 0. All right.